From Pamphlets to Healthians, Deepak Sahni's 3,000 crore rupees story. At around 4 o'clock in the morning, a bus stand in Delhi was almost empty. A cold wind was blowing, bundles of newspapers were being unloaded on the road, and a boy was standing with pamphlets in his hand. At that age, most kids think about exams, college, and friends. But this boy was thinking that if he didn't get a customer today, how would the household expenses be managed? His father's running business had suddenly weakened. The family's financial condition had deteriorated, and life had placed a big question in front of a school-going boy. The fear was that if he lost, not only would his dreams shatter, his family's hope, education, and future could also slowly slip out of his hands. The curiosity is that the same boy would later face 12 funding rejections, hear no repeatedly from investors, and yet, instead of stopping, would set up a company like Healthians. This is the story of Deepak Sahni, an entrepreneur whose beginning did not happen from a boardroom but from a bus stand, pamphlets, borrowed money, and a family crisis. A sudden crisis and ground-level struggle. Deepak grew up in Delhi. There was one stability in the house because his father was connected with work like hospitality and textile export. But stability in the world of business is not always permanent. When Deepak was in the 11th class, his father's business suffered a big financial loss. The family could not recover easily from that shock. For a teenage student, this moment was very heavy. Books were in front of him, but the worry of home was behind him. A dream was inside, but responsibility was standing outside. Deepak did not make the situation an excuse at that time. He understood that if he had to support the family, he would have to start earning early. He did his schooling from St. Margaret's School, Delhi. Later, a regular college journey was not easy, so he took his education forward through the route of correspondence. One thing is important here. His journey was not a straight line. Education, work, family, and money pressure, everything was moving along together. At the age of 19, he borrowed around 2 lakh rupees from a family member. This money was not just capital for him, it was the last rope of trust. He started a small business of computer hardware and repair. At that time, computers were newly making a place in homes and offices, and a demand for repair service was building up. But the problem was, how would customers come? There was no social media, no Instagram ads, nor an easy way of online marketing like today. That was when Deepak chose ground-level marketing. He would reach the bus stand early in the morning, meet the hawkers distributing newspapers, and get his service pamphlets placed inside the newspapers. This work was not glamorous. No stage, no spotlight. Just leaving the morning sleep, every day trying to deliver his small offer to people's homes. Slowly, phones started ringing. People started getting computers assembled, started calling for repairs, and Deepak learned to deal directly with the customer. Those early days taught him one thing. Trust in business is not made from some pitch deck. Trust is made when you truly solve the customer's problem. In about 2 years, he sold nearly 120 computers and earned up to 10 to 12 lakh rupees. This amount was a very big relief for his family in that era. Shifting directions, embracing the digital pivot. But a victory in the world of business always brings the next challenge. Around 2003, big players came into the market, and the space for small computer assemblers began to shrink. Deepak saw that the very work that had stabilized the home, that market was now changing. Many people get stubborn here, but Deepak showed the courage to change direction. In 2004, he took a loan of around 3 lakh rupees from Deutsche Bank and started a new work under the name SWT Services. This company made websites, software, and small digital solutions. The company was very small. No big brand, no big office. But Deepak knew that businesses in India would slowly understand the need for a digital presence. In the beginning, clients did not trust easily. Many people used to say, show a demo first, then you will get work. Meaning, hard work first, payment later. A big initial project of his came for T-Series, in which he had to make an animated video for incense sticks. He got around 1 lakh rupees from this work. This money was not just revenue. It was a signal that Deepak could move beyond hardware repair and do digital services and creative execution as well. Then, he met 2 doctors connected with Apollo. They wanted websites, but doctors at that time were facing limitations in advertising their services openly. Deepak made healthcare-related websites for them and helped in online visibility. This was the exact point where technology and healthcare started connecting in his mind. Diagnosing a problem in healthcare. The medical tourism work gave him an opportunity to see the healthcare system from the inside. He saw that people go very far for treatment and spend a lot of money. But one thing rankled again and again. Most people reached the doctor after the illness had advanced. The habit of testing and prevention in time was weak. Deepak understood that the real first touchpoint in healthcare should be diagnosis. If the risk is caught early, then fear, expense, and damage, all three can be reduced. In the era of 2015, the idea of Healthians started taking shape from this very thinking. The goal was simple: to deliver health tests to the doorstep in an affordable way and with technology. Today, a doorstep blood test looks normal, but at that time, this idea was not easy. People used to ask, if the sample goes from home, how will there be trust? The skepticism of investors was valid too. They used to ask whether Indians would make preventive checkups a habit or not, whether quality would be maintained outside the hospitals or not. Deepak faced 12 straight funding rejections. Not one or two, 12 times. Going to a meeting with hope every time and returning empty-handed is not easy. But perhaps the pamphlet days had taught him not to fear rejection. He had known that convincing the market takes time. Eventually, Yuvraj Singh's YouWeCan Ventures showed trust in Healthians. This backing was not just money, but a big signal of credibility too. Yuvraj Singh himself had fought a life-threatening illness like cancer. Therefore, a thinking like healthcare and early detection naturally connected with his mission. Scaling the network of trust. After the funding, Healthians got speed, but the real battle was still left. In healthcare, just making an app is not enough, because every report is connected with a human being's anxiety. The company had to carry multiple layers together, like phlebotomists, labs, logistics, technology, customer support, and medical consultation. A sample must be collected at the right time, must travel in the right temperature, must be tested in the right lab, and the report must reach the customer in a clear manner. Deepak has often spoken about trust, transparency, and accountability. He believed that in healthcare, hiding a mistake should not be the case, correcting it should be a part of the culture. Healthians made features like home sample collection, online reports, and report counseling a part of the customer experience. Because of this, testing started moving out of clinic visits and into the comfort of home. In post-COVID India, awareness regarding preventive healthcare grew even more. People started understanding that ignoring the silent problems of the body could prove very expensive. Healthians tried to make a reach beyond metro cities into smaller towns. This very scale became its big differentiator. According to recent reports, the company expanded to more than 300 cities, built more than 22 labs, and delivered diagnostic services to lakhs of Indians. Some reports put the figure of Healthians users at more than 90 lakh Indians. This means that the company did not just sell tests, it also changed people's health behavior. In 2025, Healthians' operating revenue was reported at more than 260 crore rupees. Losses reduced significantly, and the company also signaled towards operational discipline. At the valuation level, talk of scaling Healthians to more than 3,000 crore rupees came forward. This was the same journey that had once started with a borrowed capital of 2 lakh rupees. The evolution of an entrepreneur. Imagine at one time Deepak was getting pamphlets placed in newspapers, and a few years later, the same entrepreneur started being counted among India's major health tech diagnostic stories. But it would be wrong to look at this story just like a success poster. Healthcare is a high-stakes industry, where a breach of trust does not just mean a bad review, it means a person's anxiety. Healthians also had to face tough questions like competition, customer expectations, quality control, and profitability. This is the startup reality. Deepak led Healthians for about a decade. In November 2023, he moved into the role of executive chairman so that a professional management team could handle the company ahead. In January 2026, he stepped away from formal executive responsibilities and mentioned remaining connected as a shareholder. This was a transition, like turning from a founder into a mentor. After this, he shared plans to support early-stage startups with a 100 crore rupees commitment. His focus is not just to put in money, but to guide problem solvers. In April 2026, on World Health Day, he announced a new venture named YouWeCan. This was stated to be in an early or stealth phase, but the ambition was kept big. The exact product of YouWeCan is not fully public yet, but the idea is said to be solving systemic challenges at scale. Meaning, Deepak wants to go to the root of the problem again. Key takeaways from the journey. Here the story takes a new turn. A boy who was once selling for survival is now in a position to teach other founders how to survive and scale. Deepak Sahni's journey tells us that a crisis many times becomes a bigger teacher than a classroom. That financial shock of the 11th class awakened a builder mindset inside him. This story also teaches that marketing starts not with fancy tools, but with the persistence to reach the customer. Even a pamphlet can become a strategy if the message is right. The market changes, therefore the founder also has to change. His journey from computer hardware to digital services and from digital services to healthcare diagnostics is proof of this flexibility. In the story of Healthians there is technology, but there is not just technology. There is also empathy, logistics, trust, medical seriousness, and India's preventive healthcare problem. 12 rejections did not define Deepak. He took rejection like feedback and kept strengthening his model. In the startup world, valuation often becomes the headline, but the real story remains hidden in those mornings when a founder leaves to reach the customer instead of sleeping. Deepak's story is not an overnight success. It is the result of decades of hard work, small experiments, failed assumptions, changed markets, and repeated courage. Today, if a small entrepreneur is thinking that they have less capital, then this story says that the beginning can be small, but the learning should not be small. If a student is breaking due to family pressure, then this story says that responsibility can feel like a burden, but that very thing can also become the first door to maturity. And if a founder is hearing rejection repeatedly, remember the journey of Deepak Sahni. Even after hearing no 12 times, the 13th attempt can change history. Because business is not just a game of making money. Business many times is a way to answer that fear which suddenly comes and stands at the door of the house one day. Deepak Sahni started from Pamphlets, scaled Healthians, and is now on the path to move new founders forward. This is the real price of not giving up.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.